Hello. What a nice day we ended up having. Um, I'm Lynn from Matajan's Herbals, and tonight we're going to talk about chakras. Now, the chakras are the energy centers in your body. You've got them all over your hands, all over your feet, but you've got 7 major chakras that run down your spinal cord. It is, and the reason we're talking about these is because the condition of each of the chakras is what makes you healthy, both physically and emotionally. And you can change the health of your chakras fairly easily, which will help you with depression, it will help you with sadness, it will help you with physical pain. And I'm thinking that with this next step in what we've got going on here in the world, now is a good time to be a little bit more proactive in your physical and your emotional health. So tonight is an overview of all the chakras. If after this class you've decided you'd like to get more information on these, let me know. Put a note on the on Facebook, and then we'll go ahead and do a deeper dive into each one of the chakras if you're interested in it. So there's 7 chakras. There are 3 that are more your physical self, 3 that are your spiritual self, and then the one in the middle, your heart, which ties the 2 together. Each of the chakras have a different color. It is the color of the rainbow. So that is, I was taught in elementary school that the rainbow's name is Roy G. Biv. And so that's how it goes. The first chakra is red, then orange, yellow, green or pink, blue, indigo, and violet. So the first chakra is your root chakra, and it is at the base of your torso. Now, we're all pretty, one of the things that's pretty neat is that we're all symmetrical, and we all have, you know, the width of your wingspan is the same as your height, so we're symmetrical. So if you open up your hand as big as you can, and if you put your pinky finger down at the base of your torso, every hand width is where the next chakra is. So the root chakra is red, and the root chakra is your survival chakra. It is your fight or flight. It is it's the one that the fear, that's where your fear comes in. If it is out of balance, it is you can have survival issues such as financial independence, money, food, life, health, any of those things. If your chakra is out of balance, you're going to be having some difficulties with. It is ways to actually, let's just go up first. I'm going to go all the way up, and then we'll talk about how you can make changes. So the next one up is right in it's below your belly button, right below your belly button. That is called the sacral chakra, and that is your creativity. It is that is your pleasure center as well. And so if you are overdoing pleasure, like with an addiction, that is something that that you need to attend to with that particular chakra. It is and you can have no creativity or no pleasure, and you can have too much. Neither of those is good. You want them to be balanced. It is the next one going up is your spleen chakra, and that's right here. This is your power center. This one is yellow. So when you are standing in your power and you are self-confident, that is when that chakra is at its peak of performance. The next one up is your heart. Now, the heart chakra has two colors. It has green and it has pink. Green is love of others, and pink is love of yourself. It is, and you have to love yourself just as much as you love others, otherwise you're out of balance. And it is, and that's where relationships come in. If you're finding you're having relationship difficulties, is it because you are not balanced in your love for yourself and your love for others? The next one up is your throat, and that is telling your personal truth. Are you living the life that you are? Are you being your best self? Or are you being what somebody else tells you you need to be? Society, a friend, a parent, a family member. It doesn't matter. If it's not your true, authentic self, then you're going to have trouble with your throat chakra. The next one up is your third eye. Now, your third eye is your intuition. It's your gut feeling. It is if you are not listening to your gut or your intuition, you are often steering yourself in the wrong direction. If you see something and you think that's too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true, and you should listen to that because that's going to keep you safe. The crown chakra is your connection to spirit, and that's where the baby's soft spot is on the top of her head. It is your connection to spirit is whatever you want it to be, whatever your spirituality is. Everybody has a belief system. Even atheists have a belief system. And it is the connection to that belief system that keeps us healthy emotionally. Oftentimes, if you talk to psychologists or psychiatrists, they will tell you that people who are depressed have lost their connection with their belief system. And it is, and so that's what we want, is to have a good belief system for us. It doesn't matter what your belief system is, as long as it works for you. That's what you want to do. Now, there's ways to open up and balance your chakras. One is, if you've got a blockage, so I'm going to do it here at my heart. If you imagine that there's a clock on your chest, and you go in a clockwise motion and keep winding your hand around that chakra, you can find, I can feel the energy coming out now because this is opening it up and it's allowing the blocked energy to come out. Now, when you listen to your intuition and decide, okay, I am not, I'm done with this, I don't need to do it anymore, then stop, shake off your hand because you've got the energy has been hitting it all along, and then come do a couple of counterclockwise motions to close it up a little bit, and do that on a regular basis if you think you have a blockage in one of these chakras. It is wearing the color that is the chakra, the red, orange, yellow, green or pink, indigo, blue, indigo, and violet. It is because that brings your attention to that chakra. It's like if you buy a new car. You buy a new car and you bought a red one. And then all of a sudden, the minute you take it off the lot, you're noticing everybody has a red car. You're noticing it because you're wearing your red car. And it's the same thing with the chakras. You notice more on a subconscious basis of what is happening in that chakra if you're wearing the color. Eating the color of foods. So if you're working with your root chakra, eating strawberries and apples and anything red meat. If it's your power center, eating bananas and squash, things that are yellow. It is drinking lemonade. That helps to balance your chakras as well. Now, if getting a little bit deeper into each of the chakras, if your root chakra is out of balance, which right now pretty much everybody's is, because we are living in fear about a whole lot of things. We're living in fear about our health and the health of our loved ones. We're living in fear about, are we going to be able to make our mortgage payment this month, or am I going to get back to work, or am I, going to be exposed when I go to work as a first responder? These are all things that are going to tip you over in that fear department. And then you make a little bit different decisions than you would if you were making them without fear. So some exercises that you can do that are really quickly is ground. Go put your hands in some dirt. Stomp around on the ground when you're outside, and feel the stability of the earth underneath you, and recognize that that earth is stable, and it's going to always be there, and you don't have to worry about it. So that will help with the fear. The sacral is your creativity. And so practice whatever you do to create. So there's been a tremendous amount of people baking lately. That's creative. If you write, that's creative. If you paint, whatever it is that you do for creativity, exercise that. And recognize what you're doing, and realize that you are, that this is helping you stay sane. All right. So next one up is your power center. This is right now we've had a lot of control taken from us. We have to stay at home in order to stay safe for ourselves, but for other people to stay safe as well. A lot of people have lost their jobs because business has gone down. Those are all little bits and pieces of getting your control taken away. So the statement I am, if you can say that, I am, and it doesn't matter what you are, I am employable when the economy gets back to the way it was supposed to do. I am in control of how I react to this being done to me. It is statements of that nature, when you say them out loud, have a lot of power to your mind and to your heart. So make statements out loud. You don't need to make it to anybody but yourself, because you're the one that you need to convince of that. So that's what you want to do, one of the things that you can do. Okay, your heart. I have seen so many people right now with amazingly big hearts, taking care of neighbors, taking care of people that they don't know, doing what they can to help everybody survive. It is, there is a lady I just read on Facebook that found out that they were dumping a tremendous amount of potatoes in eastern Washington and in Idaho, and she called one of the farmers over there and said, if I can get transportation, can we have those potatoes over here so that people can be fed? And they donated over 12,000 pounds of potatoes. And there's been a large number of onions and other things from those farms that instead of dumping them, they're bringing them over here, they're getting them to the food banks, they're getting them to people that they know need help. And she did it in like 3 days by getting a big convoy of trucks to go over and get them. It is, what an amazing thing that she did. Look at all the people that, the Everett Fire Department has set up mask pickup and drops in the parks around here this week. And if you have been making masks, you can go up there and deliver them. And if you need a mask, you can go pick one up. There's no cost, nothing. It is just you go get what you need. And if part of your creativity was making masks, there's a way to get them to the people that need them. And I've seen this again and again and again. So right now, I would say everybody's heart chakra is very, very strong. And it is, and that's always a good thing. Okay, so now your throat chakra. Your throat chakra is telling your personal truth. And right now, there's a whole lot of personal truths that are not in sync with each other. There are people that think that the virus is a hoax. There are people that think that the virus is a pandemic. There are people that think that the actions that the government is taking to make everybody safe aren't helping, and that we're all not safe because of um, yeah, I'm alive, but I'm losing my house. Um, it doesn't matter where you land on those kinds of things. Uh, what matters is that you're true to yourself. And it is, certainly this is not convenient for anybody. It's not convenient to be exposed if you're a first responder. It's not convenient to not have money if you're not. Um, one of the things that I will say that I don't like is the word that they're using to describe the workers, essential and non-essential workers. I don't know what word I would use um, in place of that, but everybody is essential. In order to have this world work well, we need every single person. And having some people identified as non-essential, names like that hurt. And it is, and so we need to use different names. I don't know, like I said, I don't know what it is, and if you have some good ideas, put them on the page here so that we can start making an effort to um, stop the use of the non-essential people, because that is not true. This is my personal truth. Everybody is essential. And it is, and because I am standing here telling you this, my throat chakra is getting stronger. Because to me, that's just an amazingly hurtful thing. If you are in a position where you don't think you can say your personal truth, then journal it. Nobody has to read it. You just need to know where you stand and recognize that your opinions are valid. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. So that is one of the ways that you can strengthen your throat chakra, is by journaling. Your third eye chakra. Now, your third eye is, it's a little bit difficult because intuition is not an easy way to figure out, is this a good idea? Is this my intuition, or is this just a silly idea? It is, but what I do is I kind of try to pay attention. If I, and I do this frequently, I'll be racing out my door and I'll grab my coat and then get on the front porch and I'll say, oh, it's sunny and beautiful outside. I don't need my coat. And so I toss it back in. Well, now, there's a reason why I grabbed it without thinking and went out the door. And generally, by the time I come back home, it's cold or raining and I'm soaking wet coming into the house because I didn't grab my coat. I didn't keep my coat with me when I went on. It is, pay attention to those times. And it is, and so that the next time that you grab your coat and you see it in your hand and it's sunny outside, you'll say, you know what, it's not that big of a deal for me to toss my coat in the car and have it with me if I need it. It is, so pay attention to those times when you find yourself doing something unthinking and then making whatever choice. Okay, I'm going to take it with me, and boy, I'm glad I did. Or, no, I'm not going to take it with me, and wow, I wish I had. It is, So those are kind of exercises that you would do for your third eye. For your crown chakra and your connection to spirit. Right now, it's a little bit difficult to use outside sources for your connection. Okay, we cannot. Right now, the only thing you can do if you go to a church or a building for your spiritual practice, starting tomorrow or starting today, they're going to let you do it in a drive-in theater. Now, I don't have any idea how that's going to work, but I know that they've been live streaming. A lot of churches are live streaming. I've been doing the moon ceremonies on this Facebook Live so that you can do that. It is look and see what is going to fit how you do it. Another thing that is really helpful is meditation. Now, I know a lot of folks have difficulty with meditation, and so I'm going to give you my quick little 3-minute how I learned to meditate. And the way that I did it and the way that I suggest people do, if you're thinking, okay, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to sit here for 30 minutes and meditate, and this is the first time I've ever tried it, you're setting yourself up for failure. Because it's an exercise, just like weightlifting. And if you're going to say, oh, I think I'm going to start lifting weights, you don't go and do 350 pounds at the first time. You start out with dumbbells that are maybe 5 pounds. And this is what you want to do with the same thing with meditation, is you want to do the 5-pound dumbbell way to do it. So what you want to do is get on your smartphone or get on your computer and find 3-minute meditation music. That way, you're going to meditate for 3 minutes. 3 minutes can be a very, very long time. But if you know that you've got the music and you start it, then you know your time is still, you haven't made your 3 minutes yet. And when the time ends, wow, okay, that was 3 minutes and now I'm done. The other part that I do is I'll tell you to get a candle. And it doesn't matter what kind of candle it is. It's just one that you can light. And it is, and then you watch the candle flame. Because if you're focusing on the candle, then you're not focusing on, where are the kids? It's awfully quiet. Or, is it 3 minutes yet? I think it's been 3 days. It is, you've given yourself boundaries of how to make this successful. And this is the way you start. And then the day that you do your 3-minute meditation and you say, wow, that was 3 minutes? I thought we just started. Then you increase it to 5 minutes. And you just keep increasing it until you are where you want to be, whatever time that is. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever works for you. It is, and that is a way that you will set yourself up for success in terms of meditation. So, in the nutshell, that's a real quick overview of your chakras and what they are. If you are interested in getting more information, let me know and we'll do, like I said, a deeper dive. Wednesday, we're going to be planting potatoes. Thursday is the full moon, and so that's why we're planting the potatoes on Wednesday. And we'll be doing the full moon here at my house in front of my fireplace again. So, thank you so very much for joining me, and may the 4th be with you. Bye-bye.